Day one, how's it been back? How are you?
Yeah, it's great. Young boys are back on deck today. We had a number of our senior guys back today too, off their own bat, which is always great. Considering the weather we had today too, but the boys came in some great shape and energy was up, so back into it.
How pleasing is it to see a few of the older guys coming up?
Yeah, look, that's a really good sign. Day one, that a lot of our older guys want to come back and get into it. They have had a good break, so they're refreshed and ready to go. So 2 weeks prior to Christmas, and then obviously the January break after that.
Often on day one, it's just a bit of running. First day back, seemed to do a big session, and the footies were out, match them. What's the reasoning behind that?
Oh, look, we've been really lucky that our younger players, our whole group in particular, have actually been able to go away and train together and get a lot of footy work in as well, which has meant that we're able to come out today and do a genuine footy session with some running at the end of it. So that's a credit to the boys that they've done the work in the break so that we're able to come back and not miss a beat. So it's a good sign.
Mate, what do you look for in particular at this point in the season? Obviously early days, but as a coach, what are you looking for from the players?
Oh, look, I think early days it's about revisiting game plan and terminologies and making sure that players are, again, refreshed on what that looked like from last year and what new elements we may add in the coming weeks, but also that they've done the work so that we can actually start implementing game plan out on the training track and then getting to work from there, which early signs are that the boys have done the work and we can get to work as a group.
As a midfield coach, is there anyone you're in particular excited about working with or hoping to get into the midfield rotation?
Oh, look, I'm just really excited to get to work with the whole group at the moment. Obviously, when the rest of the older boys get back, we can get together as a core group, but there's some good senior players there and a lot of young guys coming through too, so it's going to be a good blend that we'll have in there, but I'm really looking forward to getting to work in the coming weeks and learning a bit more about each individual. There's a lot of new young talent here since I was last here, and that was only 3 years ago, so to see how much the group's transitioned and changed in that short period of time is really exciting, and they've got a lot of energy about them, which is always great.
Isn't it just the group that's changed? It's I guess the construction work that's going on outside. It looks a bit bleak at times out there. Must have been a bit of an eye.
It does. I sort of feel quite old when I told a few of the players that I used to train out there as a youngster. So that used to be a training oval, and then it's the first time I walked out on the oval today and seeing the stadium down and the construction work going on. So that's a bit of a change, but. Oh look, it's the changing landscape we're in out here at the moment, but still got a footy oval to train in, still the same old footy club and a lot of the same people, so it's great. But as I said, a lot of fresh new talent around the place too, which re-energises everyone, including a lot of the older players too. So we'll get a few more in later this week through the draft and pre-season draft, which will only make us stronger.
Have you at least given any recommendations for any of the players that you might want in the draft or the rookie draft?
Oh no, I'll leave that to list management, and their job is to get the players that we need, and then our job as coaches is to develop them as best we can.
They haven't told you who they're going to take?
No, I've got a fair idea about a couple, but no, I don't know exactly.
What was the attraction in coming back here?
Well, this is home for me in terms of a footy club. So, look, I've always had a soft spot and love the Adelaide Footy Club. So, heading back to Perth was great for me to get back and spend some time with my family and go to a great organisation in West Coast, and very, very similar to Adelaide Footy Club in terms of the way that both clubs are run and operated. And for me, the love of the club brought me back, and want to get to work and help get this club back to where we should be.
Where do you see the main areas of the midfield group to improve from this year?
Oh, look, I think, holistically we'll look to improve. Getting obviously some fresh faces through there will naturally give us a bit of a different dynamic, and there'll be a few things that we try and implement that we didn't do last year and try and make us better. And there were a lot of things in the back end of the year, particularly the midfield group and the whole group in general did really, really well. So it's a bit of, can we start the way that we finished and then maybe add a few layers on top of that. So obviously before Christmas we won't be able to get a lot of work in with only 6 sessions prior to Christmas, but it's a good sign that the boys come out ready to go today so we can hit the ground running.
Jackson Taylor will come in the pre-season draft. Do you think you need another big body midfielder in there? Or?
Yeah, he'll certainly help. I think we get him, he's allowed to come into the club later in the week, so He's been doing a bit of training with the boys already, which is really pleasing, and yeah, he'll certainly add to our midfield mix, that's for sure.
Looked like they certainly weren't holding back this morning. I think there was a bit of a feud between Brown and Murphy. Would you prefer them to hold back a bit, or are you happy to see that sort of contest?
Oh, look, I guess today wasn't about contact, but you're going to have when the guys are up and about and really eager to get into it and impress, they did run into each other a couple of times out there, which try and tell them to hold back, but they're keen, so you can't stop them. So yeah, we'll try and tell them when we can really crack in as players. But yeah, you don't mind seeing it as long as they don't get hurt. So I think they're okay.
How is Lockie travelling?
Yeah, they're okay. Yeah.
Apart from like improving, has Nipsey kind of got any goals yet? Told you of any goals yet for 2021, like win losses or anything like that?
No, nothing set in stone in terms of measures at the moment. Still, there's a relatively new coaching group, forming, so we're still getting a head around, the game plan, terminologies and things, so we can best educate the players when they all get back on deck. So that'll be in the next couple of weeks. But at the moment, it's about learning about our players and helping them get through to Christmas and get in good shape, ready to attack 2021.
Anyone out there today you were particularly impressed with that you're back and have a pretty big pre-season?
Oh look, no, it's my first look at a lot of the young guys in person, and just seeing the way that they've put in the work in the pre-season, the off-season, allows them to come out and train from the get-go. So that's pleasing, and looking forward to getting to know a lot of them individually over the coming weeks, and then working out where they fit, where they play, etc. So that's going to be pretty pleasing. But there's some young talent to work with, which is really exciting.
No, it's only day one of pre-season, but in the 2020 season, Pro started off with a pretty big midfield rotation, and then kind of that just got a lot shorter as the season went on and when they started playing. Well, do you see the midfield net half in 2021 being a big one, or do you think it's going to be pretty settled?
Oh, look, you always hope that your lineup's going to be settled because that means you've got some consistency in the way that you play. But when things aren't going your way, you have to throw the magnets around a bit and try and work out what's the mix that you need. And I guess from what I saw from afar last year, the group worked through, what the best look was for them, and then they were able to get some consistency in the back end off that. So whether that was through a combination of being a settled side or understanding of game plan, because we often forget how challenging last season was in terms of being able to train as a group with all the restrictions that were on the playing group and coaching staff as well. So combine all that gives you, better consistency with the whole playing group. So I think that's what was reflective of our season last year.